Okay, well, what we are going to do now is I'm going to go through some problems on how to use law of cosines to solve for an oblique triangle. Um, the other ones in the other videos, we did the law of law of sines. In law of sines, we have angle, side, angle, and side angle. Law of cosines, we use many times when we have side, or you might have a value of a side angle and a side. And that's when we're going to use law of cosines. I'm going to say special thanks to Math World Classroom, all right, for allowing us to use this little picture. And so you can copy this down in your notes because this is how we're going to be using it. So given, all right, different values of a triangle, we are going to use this type of equation. Okay, this type of equation, all right, we have a squared equals b squared plus c squared equals 2bc cosine of a to help us figure this out. There are different proofs on how to do this, but for right now, I'm just going to stick with how to use these various formulas. Notice that in the formulas for law of cosine is that you are given both either all three sides, and we need to find an angle, or you're given two sides and an angle, and the angle, the two sides you are given, A and B and C, all right, generally is the two sides and the angle that's going to be opposite the third side you want to find. So that's why it's side, angle, side. And so with law of cosines, notice that the equals a squared is going to be the same as the angle. So the side you solve for that's squared is going to equal the angle that's inside the cosine, or at least opposite of that. Okay, for each one of these. All right, without further ado, let's try some problems here. So um, here we have a triangle, and we have an obtuse angle here. And so once again, we have a side, angle, side, angle, side. We have a side, the angle between, and another side as well. Now, when we're solving this, we want to solve the triangle. So our goal is to solve the triangle. Okay, we're solving the triangle. So that means we want to find all the sides, the remaining sides and angles. So we want to find the side length here of C. We want to find the measure of angle A. And we also want to find the measure of angle B. Okay, and so with this, using these different values, the first thing we're probably going to want to solve is we're going to solve for the side C. And what we're going to use is we're going to use this value right here, the law of cosines, because we have A and B, and we have the opposite side of what we're trying to find, which is C right here of 105. So what we're going to do is we're going to say A, which is 10 squared, and we know is that C squared is going to equal 10 squared, plus B squared, which is 4.5 squared, and that's going to equal minus 2 times 10, all right, times 4.5, and that's going to equal or times the cosine of 105 degrees. Cool beans. Now to solve for C, we obviously need to take the square root of this answer right there, and we can find that value pretty easily. We're going to put that on our calculator and find out what that is going to be. All right, and so 4.5 cosine of 105 degrees there. So if you take out your calculator, and you can clear out whatever you have there. We're going to take the square root of 10 squared, which is 100. I'll just put 100 in there. Okay, or I won't. There we go. Plus 4.5 squared. Okay, minus 20 or 2 times that's 20. 20 times 4.5, which is going to equal 90. And then from here, we're going to take its cosine of what do we know, and that's going to equal 105 degrees. Close parentheses, and we have our answer right there, which is going to equal 11.981. All right, 11.981. So that's going to be approximately 11.981. And that makes sense. That seems reasonable because if you do a little bit of checking, we say that 105 is an obtuse angle. This should be the largest side, and that appears to be reasonable. Okay, from here, I'm just going to move these down a little bit. So from here, we are now going to find the remaining sides and angles to solve this oblique triangle. And so let's say we want to figure out what the measure of angle A is. Well, now that we have this side, really we can perform a lot of different operations. Law of cosines would probably be specific to use, so I'm just going to use law of cosines just because it's here. So I find a measure of angle A. Given the two sides we have, we can say that A squared, which is 10 squared, all right, so I'm going to use this one right here, is going to equal, well, it's B, which is 4.5 squared, plus C, which we know is 11.981. We're going to square that, and that's going to be minus 2 times, all right, B, which is 4.5, times 11.981, and that's going to be the cosine of A. The cosine of A. So from here, we can solve for the cosine of A by doing a little algebra. We're going to take 10 squared, we'll minus 4.5 squared right here, we'll minus 11.981 squared right there. We'll then divide by, all right, negative 2 times 4.5 times 11.981. And that is going to be, oops, sorry, that's going to equal to the cosine. So we're going to take the inverse cosine of this. And what we have then is the measure of angle A. And so from here, we can go to our calculator, clear this out, and we're going to take the inverse cosine of, put parentheses around here, we're going to take 10 squared, which is 100, but I'll just put 10 squared there, minus 4.5 squared. And then we're going to take minus 11.98, what was it? 981. And we'll, whoops, don't not add the extra 1. So for those that are following along at home, probably notice that right away. And we're going to square that. Close parentheses, divided by, we're going to now group the bottom part together, divided by negative 2. Make sure you use that as your negative, times 4.5 times 11.981, and close parentheses one more time, press enter, we get an answer of 53.728, 53.728. So with that, 53.728 was the answer, just to, yep, okay. And so from there, we are going to now find the other side, or the other angle that is. And so what we then take is, all right, to find the measure of angle B, we solve this simply by taking 180 minus 53.728 plus 105. And we can go and find our answer there. And if you want to, let's clear this, and we can go 180 minus the quantity 53.728, all right, plus 105, and bada bing, bada boom, 21.272, 21.272. 21.272 degrees is our answer for the measure of angle B. All right. So that is how we can use the law of sines, or sorry, law of cosines to solve a oblique triangle given a side, an angle between them, and another side. All right, we're going to go do some other examples in the coming videos.